Good morning, Unity of Gainesville. It's so good to see all your smiling faces. And what gorgeous music you gave us this morning for the start. Thank you so much. I request...
Just a second. I just wanted to mention that we were playing two songs. One was by Borodin, the Polovetsian dances from Ukraine, and the other one was Rimsky-Korsakov, Scheherazade from Russia. So I don't know why the Russians or the Ukrainians are fighting so much, because they should actually be listening to this music. It's beautiful.
So one thing I want to ask is if you could please check and silence your phone, if you haven't done that already. May this service bless each of us on our spiritual path. Those of you that are here in person, those of you that are joining us on Zoom or Facebook, and all of those who are with us in spirit. My name is Celeste Kroll, and I'll be guiding us through the beginning of this sacred service this morning. I want to know, are there any first-time visitors here this morning? And if you're willing, if you are a first-time visitor, could you please raise your hand? Any first-time visitors? Okay, we're all family. Let's see. I invite us to stand up and let us say our vision, mission, and core values. I don't know if they're going to be listed on the screen. If not, they are listed over here. So the first core value is vision. So let's say this together. Centered in divine love and wisdom, we joyfully create a world united in positive spirituality. All right, and the next one is mission. Through prayer, meditation, spiritual education, and service, we put God's love into action. The last one is core values. And the way we're going to say it is we are in front of each core value, because we are. So we are spirit-led. We are love. And there it is right there now. Good. We are generosity. We are gratitude. We are inclusivity. Thank you. You may be seated. So green is the color of the fourth chakra. It is the heart chakra, and it is associated with love, compassion, and emotional balance. Let's say together the anchoring thought. So please repeat after me, and I'll say part of it. You, yourself, as much as anybody, entire universe, there it is, desire your love and affection, by Buddha. And Reverend Ryan.
Hey y'all, what's going on? What's up, what's up? Listen, I love that we family, because we can have an official party. We party just by showing up. It's so good seeing y'all. Welcome, welcome. As you know, this is our moment where we call our evocation. Our evocation. And so when we evoke, we're just acknowledging what's there. It's almost like when you have a pot that has boiling water. It's not an epiphany that the water creates the steam. It just is. And so in this moment, we're acknowledging the truth of what is. I invite you to take a cleansing breath in this moment. That breath is our reminder that that silence, that stillness, that clarity is always there. And so we hit the gong for the very first time, acknowledging that there is only love. There is only love. We hit the gong a second time, affirming that because there is only love, We are the articulation of that love. We are the movement, the dance, the choreography of that love. We are it. And so we hit the gong for that reminder. We hit the gong a third and final time, affirming that because there is only love, and affirming that we are the movement and articulation of that love. We also have what we call life. We have crisis. We have unexpected difficulty. And our reminder this morning is to bring all of who we truly are into everything we encounter. And so it is. All right, y'all, get ready. Get ready for a treat because next month, Manuel is giving a special talk. Did y'all know Manuel was a reverend? Yes, and so we're going to have a special treat in August. We're going to have music by Bernice and Manuel, and we'll have a special talk. So y'all, we are busting up in here, bursting at the seams with activity. So y'all know we love to party up in here, okay? And this is our moment where we acknowledge all the many reasons we have to celebrate and honor each other. So typically in this moment, these flowers would have been handed out to our visitors. And so what we're gonna do, who can I get? Who can I get to help me with this? Who's feeling agile right now? Hersan, can I get you real quick? Okay. I just want you to just randomly, wherever you feel led, to just pass these flowers out. Spirit is guiding. Yes. Okay, so wherever a flower lands, our job is to learn a new fact about this person. Can we do that? So the thing is, y'all, we come here and we know each other right at the surface. You know how you can get to a conversation and you're like, how's it going? How's that thing? Oh, you finished that project, and then boom, that's the end of it, right? And if we're lucky, we might get a little past that surface of small talk. A little past that surface of small talk. So I'm asking us today, anybody with the flower, I want us to go deeper. Can we do that? That's great. Let's go deeper. Okay. All right, thank you so much, everybody. Can you do me a favor? And if you had a birthday this week, just kind of wave. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Hersan. I thought you was going to keep one. It's like, find out about me. If you had a birthday this week, if you can just kind of wave your hand. What? Charlie had, he's 10? Okay, we'll sing happy birthday to Charlie when he gets in. Come on, 10-year-old. Any other birthdays? Yes, 26 over here. Yes. Any other birthdays? Okay, happy birthday. Thank you, Star. Okay, all right. Was I close? All right. Do we have any other anniversaries or anything that we celebrated last week? Anything that we celebrated? Okay. We had a lot of safe flights. So we got people that were in the air that landed safely. We had a lot of movement, and so we are here with each other. And we also acknowledge in our journeys, our bodies move through a lot of, dare I say, experiences. And sometimes those experiences, you might have a little knot, somehow this knee is aching, or why is my eye twitching? The random stuff, right? So this may have been a week when your body was doing a thing, and so we send love to it. And we also have loved ones in our family who are at the very beginning of their grieving journey. And so we want to honor all of our loved ones in this space who are at the very beginning of this long walk in grieving. And we have many of us in this community who are at different phases. And as you know, there is no finish line. So Shirley, we see you, and we wrap our arms around you. And if you don't get no love, come see me, because I got some questions to ask, okay? And Pinta Rose, our board member, and she often does music, her mom is in the process of transitioning right now. And so we send Pinta Rose and her family love. So do me a favor, y'all, if you can rub your hands together like you're getting ready for a good meal. And I want you to extend those hands to those around you. And repeat after me. We see you. We know you for who you truly are. God in expression. We love you. We celebrate you. And we wrap our arms around you on your sacred walk. And so it is. So do me a favor, keep those hands up. Right? I want you to look around, just, hey girl, what's up? Ooh, you looking cute. I see that new lipstick, whatever it is, right? We're gonna turn these hands into waves, and we are sending God. We are sending God. This moment is what we call our oneness moment. And so we light this candle as a symbol that when one of us is celebrating, we're all celebrating. And when one of us are grieving, we're all grieving. And so we honor that. And we also light our green chakra candle, honoring our heart chakra. We are in for a treat. Reverend Marcy is going to break it down today. So we'll talk more a little bit later, okay? So we light our green candle honoring our heart chakra.
So now we're in for community highlights to find out what's going on in our wonderful church. I want to mention our website, unitygainesville.org, and encourage people to read the e-blast. It comes out every Friday. If you're not on that e-blast, there is a connection card that's right in the little hallway there, and you just fill this out and turn this in. This will get you on the e-blast. But there's all kinds of interesting information on there that you'll be in the know of everything that's going on. So please, if you're not on it already, please get on the e-blast. So there is a new activity that's being offered called a Passion for Words for writers who wish to share their work, including prose, poetry, and lyrics. And it's held the first and third Thursday of the month here in our church, down the hall on the left-hand side, the last room on the left. For more information, talk to Bonnie Kilgore. Bonnie is here. Will you please raise your hand? That is Bonnie, and she's the one that's starting this. For those writers, this would be a great opportunity. What time? Oh, again, the time is from 10:30 to 12:30. All right, another thing going on Saturday, July 26th, from 10:30 to noon, is called a Vision in Action Circle. It's combining two circles together. This circle is going to be by Reverend Marcy Newman. And to come, bring images, quotes, bling, and small objects to add to our community vision board. That vision board is in the gathering room around the mirror. If you haven't looked, there's some things there, but some wonderful things you can bring to add to it. Our July potluck is going to be on Sunday, July 27th, starting at 12:30. It's the 26th? Okay. It is the 20. Star. The next Unity Messenger is going to have a sign-up link and more information. But if you want the information now, if you go in the hallway, the long hallway on the right-hand side in the bulletin board, there's a QR code. And with that QR code, you can get all the information that you'll need for the potluck, And we have a meditation gathering, for those that don't know, that's every Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. here in the sanctuary. And it's designed to relax and rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Friday, August the 1st, we have a Young at Heart open mic. That means all of us are young at heart. Open mic and karaoke. The doors open at 7 p.m. The cover charge is just $5, a little fundraiser for us. And if you're interested in performing, please email Reverend Marcy at heartshiftcoach.com. That's her email address, heartshiftcoach.com. Prayer Partner Clinic is on the first, third, and fifth Sunday of the month from 12:30 to 1:15 in the sanctuary. And the next thing is extremely important to me. I don't know if you've seen this, but I'm going to tell you about it. It's Help Save Our Deck. I was out there maybe 3-4 weeks ago blowing off the deck because there's tons of leaves. And after I blew everything off, I was shocked to see what I saw. I saw holes in the deck, paint peeling off. Walking on the deck wood and it felt soft. I wasn't comfortable at all with the deck. That deck is very important to us. We use that deck for so many outdoor activities, as you know. And if we have weddings and that kind of thing that we're hoping to have here, that deck will be used. It needs to be safe. So we're starting a program starting today called Save the Deck. I got two bids, one much lower than the other, so we're going to do the better bid. But they checked it, all the footers are good. So it's not the bottom of the deck, it's the top layer. That needs to be replaced, and as soon as possible. So you'll notice a thermometer out there. It's a fundraiser for the deck, from our congregants to help. And there's some envelopes, and they'll be there. We want to make sure that the money is separate, only for the deck. But we don't want you to take away from our tithe, because the tithe is very important to us, the money that you give for the church as a whole. So please make sure it's something extra. But it's very important that we get this deck fixed, and fixed as soon as possible. And I'm hoping that we can get that money so we can get on the person that, the group that's going to replace the deck. We need to get on their schedule, because they're very good, but they're busy. So I want to make sure we get on their schedule. So let me see if there's anything else I needed to add. Our goal, by the way, is $10,000. I want to say we've already reached 2,000 just from the first day. But I want you guys to, look in your heart for what you can give to help this extremely important thing that we need. That's going to cover the cost of wood replacement, sealing, which is done 6 months later after the deck it has to weather for 6 months. Then we can seal it and paint it. And let's see. So check out the gold thermometer over time and see how we're moving in order to get to that 10,000, so that we can pay our down payment and get this moving. Very important to me.
Yeah,
all of you,
I
really.
asked Celeste, when she makes the announcement about the deck, let me jump in and put a little extra layer on, right? So the cake is already prepared. Yeah, thank you so much, Celeste. Yeah, the cake has already been baked. Celeste has done an incredible job talking about how important this campaign is for us. I just want to put a little icing on that cake. And so if we look around this room, many of us who have been coming to Unity over the years see how much growth and expansion we are experiencing. I'll give an example. Last week, we didn't have these lights, right? So these lights have been in our community. They were just in the back where Sally is. And so these lights were made possible by Bill holding the ladder, doing all the lubricating of everything, and I'm on top of the ladder, okay? Right? So it was a team effort, but the thing is, while Bill and I were doing the labor, it took other organizing to pull it off, right? And so the key is, this fundraising is just one element of all the other types of expansion we want to do in our community. And so a year from now, we know this space is going to be bustling with activity. And the way metaphysics works is, we have to be prepared. The container has to be there. We can't do it when people start showing up. Does that make sense? So what we're doing is, we're preparing our space. And we're saying to the good that is, we are a landing pad for our young people, for our young at heart, and for everybody in between. So this is my little icing to say, listen, y'all, whatever it is you have to give, no amount is too small. We're going to see something really special happen as we say yes to the little things that gets checked off of our box. Okay, I'm off the mic.
Okay, so now I'm going to read the daily word. One of my favorite things I read every day, I give as gifts to people. It's such a wonderful, wonderful booklet. And the word for today is courage. The affirmation is, God within me is the source of my courage. So this comes from Joshua chapter 1, verse 9. I hereby command you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened or dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So worrisome and challenging events may leave me thinking I don't have the courage to face them. What I'm going through may feel like too much to bear. Then I remind myself that as a divine being, I have all the courage I could ever need. How I view myself has a strong bearing on how I handle moments of stress. If I tell myself I'm weak or unable to cope, that will probably be my experience. If I affirm that God within is my power to rise above any worldly situation, I will feel courageous, empowered, and strong. Stressful moments may leave me feeling alone and afraid. With the presence and power of God within me, I realize I am never alone and need not fear. This is the source of my courage. And the affirmation again, God within me is the source of my courage.
Thank you so much, Celeste. So, do me a favor. If you've been coming to Unity and you're a relative newbie, so I see a couple of them, just kind of wave your hand for us. Yeah? Okay. So we got some relative newbies up in here. Okay? And Marcy, if you can wave your hand, Marcy is a relative newbie, right? And while Marcy has come several times over the years, as many of us know, this is her home. And so we are so thankful for the catalyst that she has become. This is my introduction, by the way. Like, what is it? This is my introduction. We are so thankful for the catalyst that Reverend Marcy has become in championing the young youth events. And so we had an opportunity to pack this house for a young musician showcase that was completely organized by Marcy. And so since February, every week, Marcy and I will get together and we'll just vision and brainstorm and vision and brainstorm. And so along the way, one of those events was a series for young people. That's just one example of what our newbies bring. We have other newbies in this space. And I am not sure what called Marcy to this level of arriving to us, but something we did was right. And so for all of our newbies, we hope that you find a home here and that you feel loved, and however your gift expresses itself, it is welcome. It is welcome. So I want to thank Reverend Marcy for, after I'm done, Reverend Marcy is going to give us our opening prayer. We'll have a song, and the next voice you'll hear is Reverend Marcy's talk. Thank you so much. She's like, I don't got a mic. Yes. This whole, I know.
I'm asking you to rise. We heard the gong, and it called us to prayer. It called us to align with the true essence of our being. And so as I call you now to join together in prayer, I call you as the sacred and holy beings of light that you are. And so I ask that you look around. We stand so that we can see each other and see the light that emanates from each of us. When we come into prayer, we come into the acknowledgement that we are the light. We are the light. And so let us join our light now as we join our hearts and our minds in unity. And we call upon that light to be the light within us as a constant reminder that we are these sacred and holy beings. And so as we come together to hear the messages of today, we hear it, we feel it, we taste it, we smell it, we see it in our holiness, in our sacredness. For that is where the message of love is always looking to align and to land. And so take a breath in. O holy ones, O sacred beings, feel the shift that has taken place in your heart as you are now remembering. Oh yes, that's right. And as you release your breath out, release it out into the cosmos to remind all others that it is in prayer that we raise our vibrational frequency simply to remember and to bless ourselves and each other with all that is and all that we are and all that we are here to create. And so it is.
since we were at Unity Church, Bernice wanted to offer something very appropriate, Stairway to Heaven.
Now, there we go. That certainly was a stairway to heaven. And I do have to warn you that sometimes as my vibration is rising, I'll cough or belch. So it happens sometimes, can't help it, so just thought I'd give you a little bit of warning. But I think we are sufficient to bring in the messages of today. And so I ask only that you begin by taking a breath directly into your heart so that you can hear this again with your heart. So I want to start by actually asking you a question. I want to know if this has ever happened to you. It actually has occurred a couple of times, and each time it happens to me, I'm still startled. All right, here we go. Have you ever woken up in the morning and realized you were already awake? Do-do-do-do. So when this happens to me, the first time it happened, I went, whoa, I'm already awake. What did that mean? It meant my eyes were open, but my consciousness had been off someplace, wreaking havoc, I'm sure, and it hadn't quite synced up. And it was almost like a belch, right? Oh, okay, now we got things right where they need to be. And so each time it happens to me, at this point now, I just giggle and I say, oh my gosh, it's just an amazing thing to realize you're already awake. How does that happen? Well, I want to share with you that it happened to me recently in a conversation with Reverend Ryan. And we were talking about all things chakra, all right? And I made the comment that our chakra system is actually a documentary of our lives. And so when we start to watch it through those eyes, what it tells us, what it shares with us, is how successful we have been at navigating those chakras. What does that mean? Well, first off, we have to sort of reverse the way we've looked at chakras in the past. And we've looked at chakras from this place of what can it do for me? How can I manage those chakras so that I can live a more balanced life? Well, when those words came out of my mouth and I said that our life is actually a documentary of our chakras, you know how things kind of go in and out. It stayed with me. And I found that Spirit started to speak to me about this and show me things in a much more intricate way. And what I realized, what I was shown, is that the chakras are not for us to manage. How about that? The chakra system is how Spirit manages us. In other words, when we were created with this physical body that has all these incredible systems already designed within it, right? Circulatory, respiratory, electrical, all of that. And there's so much of it that's completely self-sufficient. Doesn't need any of your instruction, doesn't need any of your deliberate effort other than to feed it, make certain that you're giving it the best food and fuel possible, drinks, the air that you breathe, everything that you bring in on a physical level, it asks that you do your very best. But in the meantime, it has these systems also that step up to the plate should we deviate a little bit from what's best all the time. Your mind, your mental capacity, your ability to mentally be present is also part of a system that also feeds your physical body. And yet, what's so interesting is that the mind is actually 97% controlled by the ego. What does that tell us? Well, as a human, it tells us that we have these incredible systems that were created to make certain that we can walk and talk and, sleep and eat and do all the things that we need to do. We have a mental system that produces these thoughts that help us to experience life. There is this foreign object, the ego, which is constantly vying for a position. So how are we supposed to be the articulation of Source with a body that needs our attention, a mind that needs our attention? It gave us the chakra system. And it's my belief it is how Source speaks to us, but also how Source speaks through us. And in fact, today, I'm going to say that our chakra system is how Source calls us to prayer. It calls us to align. Because when it's askew, we experience separation. We experience fear. We experience thoughts that go wild. We have thoughts of abandonment and that we somehow are not enough, that we're not lovable or not worthy or not valuable. We have a body that runs amok, right? And so this chakra system, when we start to explore really the intricacies of it, what I've experienced, what I've discovered, is that each chakra has its own language, its own vibrational frequency that calls us to prayer. It calls us back into our holiness. It calls us back into remembering our sacred beingness. It calls us back into remembering that we are Source. How do we know this is true? Well, when we start to view the documentary, we get all the details that we need. Documentaries are meant to provide us with information that may have been hidden previously. We may not have been aware of it. And so when we start to look through the eyes of this documentary, we begin to recognize we're looking through the eyes of Source. There was a time where in my prayer I would say, I give you my hands, my feet, my eyes, my ears as your vehicle. And now I say, I am your eyes, your ears, your feet, your hands. When we begin to embody our truth, I want you to know that those calls to prayer, to alignment, will accelerate. Part of that is the excitement, right? That source inside is, yes, I've got a wild one here. She or he is willing to break out of all the programming, break out of the conditioning, break out of the roles, the hats, the ideas that have led them astray. But there's another part of it. You see, Source needs us to align in order to fully experience pretending to be human. But the more that we can remember to go back to the source in each chakra, we actually get to experience being human from a place of a frequency where we are looking through the eyes of Source, hearing through the eyes of Source, tasting, touching, speaking. There is no separation. I want to share a story with you, of course. It's how so much of this was shown to me. And it's how I was clearly hearing the invitation of Source within me to let go of the limitations that my humanness and the ego and its constant chatter would have had me believe. So I think I shared with you in one of our stories, one of our togethers, where I had been in a very accelerated pace in terms of what I was creating and doing and traveling the world and all of that. And this actually started, the story that I want to share with you today started in 2010. And it was in the fall. And I want you to know that in that moment, so funny, I thought I was done. Thought I had reached this epitome, right, of everything that I was creating. Divorced, my youngest son off to college, dating, creating, teaching. I had a private practice where I was scheduled off months in advance. All of a sudden, I started to get these messages. You need to move out west. What? You need to move out west. At the time, I was, on this speaking circuit, and it was fun, but there was no other place I wanted to live. I was on Long Island, and I honestly had it all. Again. It was relentless. And so I said, okay, let me just see what this is about. And so my son was at college at ASU, and I went to visit him, and I decided, well, makes no sense, but let me do some day trips and check out some places. So, of course, I went to all the hot spots, Sedona, Flagstaff, Tucson, some great spiritual communities, but I didn't feel a thing. And I kept thinking, well, this isn't it. And then someone mentioned Prescott. I had never heard of Prescott. I said, sure. Got in my car, drove to Prescott. I got out of my car, put my feet on the ground, and felt the rush of energy. I'm feeling it now. that came up through my body, and I went, whoa, this is it, huh? I immediately set aside all my other plans, went to a real estate agent, rented a house, and said, I'll be here in a month. I went back to Long Island, rented out my house, rented another apartment with an office, thinking I'll come back once a month, see my clients. Started to, tie up all the loose strings. And by January, I moved to Prescott, Arizona. I didn't know a soul. I had no idea why I was there. But the energy was so strong and so powerful that I was literally in this field, the quantum field, once again, so connected. What was so amazing is that being in close proximity to Tempe, Arizona, I got to see a lot of my son. And what was so much fun is that he and a couple of his friends had created this program called Project U on the Arizona State campus. And it was all about, really being there in service to other teens, other students. They invited me to be on their board. And so I got to mentor them. And of course, they were using all my products, creating workshops, teaching other kids the laws of the universe and manifestation. And I remember pinching myself. I could have never imagined how amazing this was going to be. And I kept thinking, I'm so grateful. If I hadn't been able to clear out those beliefs in my root chakra that, look, you've created all of this perfect life on Long Island. What are you doing? Thinking about leaving? You're crazy. You're insane. If I hadn't cleared that, if I hadn't cleared out who I needed to be to even my clients, to my friends, to the man I was dating. And I was so grateful. And then the college was running a retreat for kids called College Town. Where did they hold it? Prescott. And of course, they invited me to be a speaker and to teach. And the entire retreat was about dissolving those walls of separation, embracing each other as the light that they were. Honestly, these were things you can't even make up, right? In the meantime, I'm developing an incredible social life and doing all the things that I love to do. And 9 months passed, and I had been doing workshops in Phoenix and Scottsdale and all over the place. And one night I had dinner with my son and his new girlfriend, and we were in this incredible vegetarian restaurant. And again, I'm having this feeling of oh my God, I'm so grateful. I had just moved him into his new house with all of his friends. And who gets to experience that? My son's a senior in college, right? I knew everybody. And we're having dinner, and he's telling me all about these incredible things that were happening in his life. He started 2 new businesses, he was doing all this stuff, and I'm just smiling. And at the end of the dinner, his new girlfriend goes to the ladies' room, and he takes me outside, and he says, I want to introduce you to my new motorcycle. So I said, okay. So we go out, and it was the strangest thing. I looked at it, I said, oh my God, it's so ugly. Of all the motorcycles, why would he choose this? But I remember standing there thinking, whatever it is, it's beautiful for him. And all of a sudden, he puts his arms around me. And he looks into my eyes and he says, I love you so much. And I'm so proud of you. And I said, and I'm so proud of you too. Oh my God, look at you. Your life is incredible. He said, so is yours. I said, I know. And we just looked at each other. Oh, it was the most incredible thing. And I remember thinking, thank you. Thank you for making certain I had cleared out all the cobwebs of my spiritual ears and had cleared out the cobwebs in my sacral chakra that said I could only create where I was. And thank you for helping me to clear out all of the debris in my solar plexus that said, isn't this enough? We left each other, our arms seriously, like just clinging to each other. Two hours later, my son was killed on that motorcycle. And when I got the call, I didn't know that he was gone. They just told me that he was injured. And I drove to the hospital. And the entire time on my way there, I was thinking about all the times that I had been told about how people would come from all over the world just to be in his presence. How I was told that he would change how people looked at things, and clearly he had just come from this program with Hollywood elites where he took them around the UCLA campus, teaching them how to use biodegradable materials to change their entire campus. When I got to the hospital, outside of the emergency room, there had to have been 1,000 kids, all with their lighters, the flames burning. And I remember just going through, noticing it, sort of thinking, this must have been somebody really important and loved. I walk into the emergency room, same thing. All these kids. And they usher me into this room. And then finally the doctors come in and they tell me that he was gone. In that moment of shock, of course, I got really angry. I said, what do you mean he's gone? You brought him in by ambulance. How did you let him leave? And they said, no, he's gone. And I remember thinking, how is it possible? And I went into the room where his body was lying on a gurney. And I walked up to him. And I remember thinking, I have seen him lying asleep a zillion times. I felt his body. It was still a bit warm. He was nowhere. I couldn't feel him anywhere. And I spoke out loud. I said, where are you? All of a sudden, my right peripheral vision, I see a white spinning light. Now the room was light. How was I seeing this light? And all of a sudden I heard, as clearly as could be, this is effing awesome. And in that moment, I knew it was him. I knew where he was. And I remember saying to him, it might be awesome for you, but not for me. And he said, this is incredible. And I just watched that light spinning around the room. He was always the one to bring me to another level. And as I looked, and I saw this body, I knew illusion, real, illusion, real. And all of a sudden, I had this thought, thank God he's finally safe. Of course, in the weeks to come, the months to come, there were all kinds of phases of that, right? And people would ask me questions like, I bet you really hate those people. And I would just look at them. I wasn't feeling that. And then someone would say, what would you say to them? And I would just look at them and not sure. And then one day someone asked me, if you were in a room with them, what would you do? And all of a sudden I had a flash of a memory where I was in the room with them, that couple that had hit him on their way out of work. And we were sitting at a table. They were sitting side by side across from me. I was sitting across from them. And when I got the image, my head was down and I was taking deep breaths. And then I looked up and I asked them to put their hands in mine. And I looked them in the eye and I said, thank you. I didn't know where this was coming from, but I saw it. And I realized in that moment the sacred place that they had in my son's life. The power of the agreement and the contract that they had indicated to me, they must have loved him so much. What courage it took for them to say, yes, I'll do that for him. In September, it will be 14 years. To this day, I don't know their names. I don't need to know. But I feel them. I feel the power of what they accomplished. I feel the power of those contracts, those agreements, and how important it is that we follow through. Some people may look at it and say, oh, that's karma, they must have done something wrong. No, they did everything right. He didn't suffer. They released him from his physical body, and he showed me, this is effing awesome. I'm still getting those messages from him as he shows me all the different things that he's up to. Because that's reality. And so as we stood just moments ago as the embodiment of Source, accepting and acknowledging each other's light, what I am led to remind you is that We are not meant to even follow the light. We are meant to be the light, because that is what we are. And so this chakra system, it's the gong. It tells us when we're out of alignment. It tells us when our communication as source has been disrupted. It tells us every step along the way, as it is creating your documentary, how we live as source. And so it's not managing the chakra. It is surrendering to the source within it. It tells us everything that we need to know. It tells us where to go, what to say. It comes from A Course in Miracles. I love that verse. Where should I go? What should I do? Who should I speak to? And what should I say? I bring it into my heart every day. Because as source, I know I am the light. And so my job is to dissolve the illusion of separation. I came here like this, and so did you. That chakra system that you have within you, it's there to remind you that you are source. It has so much to show us and to share with us and teach us and remind us. And so the deeper we go, the higher we flow. Thank you. I'd like to invite you to close your eyes. As we come into meditation together, let us remember that we come into prayer. We come into realignment with our truth, the essence of who we are. And so take a breath from this higher place. And take a breath from the lower place. The Father God, the Mother God, both within us. The Mother God, like every mother that loves her child, simply holds space, illuminates all the parts that are filled with ideals that simply are no longer serving us. Her arms are always open. Her heart is always overflowing. And the energy of that love is simply one where she sees you only in your perfection and invites you to visit her in the root chakra so she can mirror back to you the truth of who you are. Breathe in from that space. And then send your roots right down into her heart and feel your breath synchronizing with hers as she breathes in and she breathes out. And you begin to feel the rhythm of the earth itself alive and well within her. Your rhythm. The vehicle of source itself on this earthly adventure. How magnificent you are. It's here in her heart where the illusions are healed. For she is filled with the truth. And as you go on your next adventure, and you rise up into your sacral chakra, having released so much that no longer serves you, to her absolute delight, you feel the freedom to create the very next adventure. And your solar plexus, home of your ego, let me tell you, it is no match for her love. And is she who guides you now into your heart chakra. Where all that has been lying heavily is now given the light and the love, the source and its truth in order to dissolve any separation. And like a proper triage center, it invites those parts of you that have troubled you the longest or perhaps the hardest, and invites you to simply offer it up. And so you see yourself taking the door of that incinerator and shoveling it in. And immediately it is met with what else? The flames of your light says, yes, set it free. And like a phoenix, it rises up and is now released back out into the cosmos as you are. And of course, the energy of the cosmos, the heavens, the Father God, shining its light, filling your breath. And you feel yourself in this moment gathered by all of your guides, your guardians, your teachers, your healers, all who travel with you that are parts of you. You as this magnificent soul, source itself embodied in a disguise. And it is here where the gratitude just overflows, a full exchange. And separation is no more. Breathe into your brand new heart. Release it out. Feel yourself free as Source itself. And embody all that you are. Feel your feet on the floor, your hands, your breath. Open your eyes. See this new world that you are here to create and are creating in this moment. You are the ascension. You are the energy of light. You are the articulation of Source. For you are Source itself. Be here now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Marcy. Let's take a breath. This is what community looks like. I am so excited about where we are as a community, and we have a vast amount of expertise. And Reverend Marcy, I just want to do a quick plug. So I've organized this year around the chakra systems, and I recognize that a 1 hour talk on a Sunday barely scratches the surface of what we can learn about our energy systems. And so this Saturday, Reverend Marcy is offering an advanced chakra consciousness workshop this Saturday. So what I'll be doing is at the end of service, I'll have a bunch of these. And if you're interested and it's there as well, please learn more information. It's coming this Saturday.
It's a two-part series.
It's a two-part series. If we can, we're gonna move into our giving. And if you can take whatever it is you have to give, and we wanna take all of what we've experienced today and infuse it into this seed. So whatever it is you have to give, your time gift, your financial gift, whatever it is, I want you to place it over your heart. And we're gonna breathe all this life we've experienced into this gift, into this seed. Repeat after me. We take this gift and we plant it in the fertile soil we call Unity of Gainesville. May it nourish us, our community, and our world to come. And so it is. Miss Gwen, how was it?
It was a room full. Today I read them a story about, it was called, Where Does God Live?
And a little girl named Hope went to all her friends and the frogs and the birds, and they all had different answers about where God lives. And she went to Grandma. And where did Grandma say God lives? Now they're quiet. Everywhere. Grandma said everywhere. So they drew a picture of where God lives. Show them your pictures. Hold them up. We didn't have two pictures the same. Isn't that amazing? Because they found out that God lives in those crabs that Blake and Allie caught down in Cedar Keys, and they live in Charlie's birds, everywhere, even the trees and the grass, and we figured out even the mosquitoes. So we hope you have a good time today. I took a picture with my phone of them working on their pictures, and I held it up and I said, "Look, I got a picture of God." And they all looked, and it was them.
Miss Gwen, you are the best. Okay, we have a couple of things. So, Charlie, we found out you turned 10. Can you stand up for us real quick? We're going to sing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlie. Happy birthday to you.
And then the other thing we're going to do, Miss Gwen, can I get you here? And Alex, can I get you here as well? So as y'all know, a couple of weeks ago, we had a special acknowledgement for all of our volunteers. And y'all know, not only is Miss Gwen a pillar for the youth, Miss Gwen is a founding member of Unity of Gainesville.
Wow.
Okay? So, you know how when you say, "We are because you are," or "You are because I am"? You are. We're the fruit. So what we want to do is real quick, we wanted to do a special acknowledgement for Miss Gwen and for Alex. And so our Board of Trustee President, Laurie Mills, will say a few words.
Try not to cry. Okay, so just to borrow some words from Reverend Ryan, we see you, we love you, and we appreciate you. You are the rock and the foundation of our church and our future. Thank you for all that you do. Oh, I'm done.
That one's better.
I'm done. So we're going to hear to bless them.
That's right. Laurie was quick. Okay. We have a special little pen that took a lot of research, so thank you, Laurie, for finding it. And it says, "Serving Unity Children." Okay, so we want Miss Gwen and Alex. And so, as y'all know, we always bless the kiddos, and they're important. We love y'all so much. But right now, we're going to bless Miss Gwen, and we're going to bless Alex. If we can stand. Kids, y'all are next, but we're going to do Miss Alex and Miss Gwen. If y'all can rub your hands together and extend your hearts in love to Miss Gwen and to Alex. I want y'all to repeat after me. Miss Gwen.
Miss Gwen.
Alex.
Alex.
You are perfect just the way you are.
You are perfect just the way you are.
The divine,
The divine,
magnificent,
magnificent,
out-picturing of Source.
out-picturing of Source.
And y'all remember this. Everything you desire is yours.
Everything you desire is yours.
Because you and God are one.
For for you are God, are one.
All right, y'all, we got to sing it. We
Love you, we love you, we really, really love you. Mwah.
We love you so much, Miss Gwen. Thank you, Alex. All right, now for the little ones, y'all get blessed too. Y'all need to be blessing us. Okay, can we extend our hands to the loved ones? And we can read it on the board together. Children.
Children,
Perfect just the way you are. The divine, magnificent outpicturing of Source. Everything you desire is yours because you and God are one. All right, y'all, let's circle up. We love you, we love you, we really.
really love you. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our fighter. Brothers, all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me.
The light of God surrounds us. We are light. The love of God enfolds us. We are love. The power of God protects us. We are power. The presence of God watches over us. We are presence. Wherever we are, God is. We are divine, and all is well. Okay, y'all, one last thing. If we could just look at the camera, we got loved ones who are unable to be here. We see you whole. We can't wait to wrap our arms around you. All right, y'all, have a good week.
Want to let you know, it only took a couple of strings.